Hi, I'm Risa Carlson on the board of the Baltimore Classical Guitar Society, and I'm here again today with Manuel Barrueco, who is the artistic director of the Baltimore International Guitar Competition, which is coming up this September. Welcome, Manuel.
Nice to be here, Risa.
So today I wanted to talk about what's happening on the second day of the finals. This will be September 24th, and this will happen at Towson University in Kaplan Concert Hall, which is another fantastic hall. And this day, the competitors have some free choice and some pieces that are required. And can you talk a little bit about what will happen?
Yeah. Well, so in the first day we tested, their intelligence, playing back, the subtleties, the elegance of the classical, and now is how beautifully can they play a melody, a melodic piece, a romantic piece. So this is now romantic style. It's Tárrega, it's actually somebody who wrote really some of the most beautiful melodies, for the guitar. Just so many of his pieces have become like the most beloved. I mean, like Lagrima and Adelita, and these two pieces, Capriccio Árabe and Recuerdos. So it's about that. It's about a player being able to tell a romantic story, to sing it beautifully, to have a beautiful tone, to have a beautiful vibrato, all these things. His tone. And then the other piece is Recuerdos, the Recuerdos del Alambre, which is one of his perhaps his most beautiful piece ever written, which everybody knows. You don't even have to be a guitarist. I mean,
Yeah.
it's known all over the world, this piece. And aside from testing their ability to sing beautifully, this is also a test on the tremolo, which is a technique idiosyncratic to the guitar. Is something that just fits the hand of the right hand in the guitar, and that it's demanded of players. So we'll be able to check that out, how good the
So,
tremolo is.
so just to clarify, so the piece that they're all required to play is Francisco Tárrega's Capriccio Árabe, which is, of course, one of the most recognizable pieces
Right.
for classical guitar. And Tárrega was born in 1852, so he's really right positioned right in the center of the Romantic time period. And it's very like a kind of mysterious, passionate piece. It was written in 1888, and all the players will be playing that piece,
Mm.
correct?
Yeah.
And then they can choose one of two tremolo pieces.
Right.
So either Recuerdos, as you mentioned, which is just, that the iconic guitar piece, I feel like it's just
Yeah.
like the piece that everybody's mom wants them to play Recuerdos when they start studying the classical guitar. Or Una limosna por el amor de Dios by the famous Paraguayan composer Agustin Barrios Mangoré, which was the last piece he ever wrote, that piece.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot to mention him because the idea originally was going to be about Tárrega that day.
Mhm.
And then it was suggested that maybe they could play this other tremolo piece by Barrios, instead of Recuerdo. So yes, so that is correct, and that's also another really beautiful piece. Not quite as famous generally in the music world as Recuerdos is, but definitely so in the within the guitar world. And Barrio was another one that had a gift for melodies, um, and
And
yes,
he was a little later in the,
yeah, it was later,
a
yes,
little later, but his style is very romantic. I feel
yes.
like it's very, very entrenched in the romantic, ideals. So and then the competitors can also have free choice. They can choose their own pieces, but those pieces have to be from the romantic period up until the early 20th century. So those pieces that really embody the melody and the beauty and all of that, correct?
Right. Well, yes, there was some confusion with that, and finally, what we said that it could be done by date,
Okay.
as romantic or by style.
Okay.
So now this is the first time that they will actually come in and start to play pieces that they want to play. So it will be very interesting to see what they choose. I think it's gonna say a lot about them, um, and their taste. So one thing with Tárrega that also kind of interesting. Um, Most of Spain was under Arab, Moorish influence for I think 700 years, 700 years,
Yeah.
and the South Andalusia is it was mostly where they were, not only, and there's a heavy presence of the Moorish culture there because of the Alhambra, for example. There was the palace of the what is the name? I don't know. Is it the Sultan or the king I know it didn't call it king. So it has that Arabic type of a sound to it, and so the capricho árabe, which means an Arabic caprice,
Right. Yeah.
and yeah, because that influence, that Moorish influence is really present a lot in Spanish music, even from other parts of Spain, but not only. I mean, the music can vary greatly. But anyway, I just wanted to make that add that that how they have that flavor,
They
both of them.
do. They do. They do. They're also, like some of guitarists' greatest hits. These pieces that we're going to hear on this second day, which I find so interesting because often you don't hear them as part of a competition. And I'm kind of curious, why were these pieces selected to be part of a competition?
Well, I think one could say that don't ask those pieces because I play so much, or you could say ask those pieces because I can play so much. So one thing that and the reason would be, by the way, why do it because it gets played so much is because it will be very difficult for them to make a statement. They're going to have to play it very well.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the challenge here. If you play something that nobody knows, you know, it's not going to be as much of a challenge. I think Rubinstein made a comment about that depending on when you play for the public. I think he said if you play something new for the public, you have to exaggerate so they get it. And when something everybody knows, you don't want to exaggerate.
Right. Yes.
So yes, I actually think it'd be curious, it'd be curious to see what they do with it. So I see it as a plus, and also I think I may have mentioned before. I'm not sure that I think it would be nice if the competition also acts as there's an educational facet to it for people that want to learn about the guitar and don't know anything about it. They can come in, and not only do they get to hear these famous pieces, but they'll hear different interpretations of it, so they will learn quite a bit from it.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes. It'll be interesting with these very famous pieces, and then we'll get to see for the first time the personality of each of the competitors by hearing what they choose to play and accompany these pieces. So it'll be very, very fascinating this second day. Yes. And is there anything else that you would like to add about our second day of the final round?
No, I think that's it. I think it's all about their ability to play melodies beautifully and play a romantic piece, and to see what they choose to play as a free choice. I think those are the two main subjects here.
So beauty and romance and personality, that's the theme of the second day. And just like in the first day and all 3 days of the final round, the audience will get to vote on their favorite performer, whoever wins that audience favorite prize will win a totally separate prize.
Right. So please come in and vote. We need your votes. You will be given a ballot of sorts, and then you say who you liked on that day first. You place them in order, 1, 2, 3, who you thought was the best, and so on. And that at the end, by the third day, will be tallied, and the prize of I think $2,500 will be given to the audience favorite.
That will be really exciting. Well, thank you, Manuel. And as we're leaving, you'll get to hear an excerpt of one of the required pieces from our second day.